Have you ever wondered if the greatest spiritual traditions in human history are actually talking about the exact same thing? Welcome back. Today, in this explainer, we're embarking on a journey to decode a concept so vast it's literally puzzled and inspired thinkers for thousands of years. We aren't just going to read about it, we're going to really dissect it, piece by piece, using some of the most influential texts ever written. So let's unravel the universal mystery of the Tao.
So what single force connects the foundational texts of Christianity, Taoism, and Buddhism? Geographically and culturally, these texts originate worlds apart. But, as you'll see, they might actually be describing the exact same underlying reality. We're going to treat this explainer like an inductive investigation, looking at the evidence from these three ancient traditions to see if they really do point to one singular, unifying cosmic force.
Section 1. Three Ancient Witnesses. Let's call our witnesses to the stand and see how our first ancient witness describes the very beginning of the universe.
Right, so this is from the first chapter of the Gospel of John. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. All things came into existence through him. Now, here is a fascinating linguistic twist for you. In many Chinese translations of the Bible, that crucial term, the Word, is directly translated as the Tao. So if we read it again, in the beginning was the Tao, and the Tao was with God. Mind-blowing, right?
Okay, so what exactly does this tell us? Well, first, this force, the Tao or the Word, existed at the absolute beginning, way before the universe even formed. Second, it's totally inseparable from the divine. It's with God and it is God. And crucially, it acts as the literal medium of creation. God created all things through it. The source text basically argues that without this force, literally nothing could have been made.
Let's move to our second witness, Lao Tzu, and see how this builds our understanding. In the Tao Te Ching, he describes something incredibly elusive. He says, "The nameless is the beginning of heaven and earth. The named is the mother of all things." He even goes on to say he doesn't know whose child it is, but that it seems to have existed even before the Lord. Synthesizing Lao Tzu's points here, we find this really fascinating paradox. The Tao is described as empty, like an elusive, intangible state of nothingness. Yet, at the exact same time, it acts as the inexhaustible mother of all things. It blunts sharpness, untangles knots, merges with the dust. And even though it's completely formless, Lao Tzu insists that within this emptiness, there's actual substance. There's image, essence, and faith. It's like this boundless holographic state that is totally, completely real. Now let's bring in our third witness, the Buddha, speaking in the Diamond Sutra. He warns against seeking ultimate truth through outward appearances or, superficial sounds. He states all forms are illusory. If you see all forms as non-forms, you see the Tathagata. Basically, if you try to find this truth just by looking at the physical shape of things, you're on the wrong path for sure. He clarifies this even further, saying the Tathagata comes from nowhere and goes nowhere. And this is the crucial takeaway, guys. Just like Lao Tzu's nameless Tao and John's pre-existent word, the Buddha is pointing to a reality that completely transcends physical boundaries, beginnings, and endings. It doesn't arrive, and it doesn't leave. It just is. And that brings us to this grand synthesis. On one side, we have the Word from Christianity and the Tao from Taoism. On the other, the Tathagata from Buddhism. Now, even though these names are born of entirely different eras and cultures, the proposition here is that their essence is exactly the same. They're all describing the identical, boundless, foundational reality. It's all connected.
Section 2. The Universal Hologram. Having established this astonishing cross-cultural connection, let's dive into what this universal force actually looks like in action.
Our source distills this down into 8 core attributes. First up, it's the mother, the absolute source of the universe. Second, it's divine, the literal medium of creation. Third, it's empty, having no fixed shape, yet containing absolutely everything. And fourth, it acts as a transformer. It's not just some static background, it's an active force that shapes, moves, and operates the reality of the universe. Everything is caught up within its transformation.
This famous concept, which you'll find echoed in the Heart Sutra, perfectly locks in that third attribute. How can something be entirely empty but still contain everything? Well, it's because the emptiness itself is the canvas that allows form to exist. The Tao is empty, sure, but it is bursting with a potential for all things. Building on that idea, the fifth attribute is the One, meaning any single object or life is a piece of this whole. It's like the universe is a giant hologram. Number 6, it might appear completely disordered and chaotic on the surface, but internally, it is perfectly, intricately ordered. 7, it isn't some cold, dead law. It's emotional, containing essence, faith, and righteousness. And finally, 8, it is natural law itself. It's the very mechanism behind human birth, aging, sickness, death, and even the rise and fall of society. To really grasp that idea of hidden order within chaos, our source uses this incredible metaphor. The net of heaven has large meshes, but it lets nothing through. It might look loose, it might seem like things just slip by unnoticed, but that underlying order captures every single action, law, and consequence in the entire universe. It is 100% comprehensive. Section 3. Where is the Tao? So if this is a massive, omnipresent cosmic net, where do we actually find it in our daily lives? If we put down the ancient texts and just look out our windows, where is it? Our source gives a rapid-fire answer to this, starting in the most grounded place possible. It's in eating, it's in drinking, it's in walking, sitting, and lying down. It is intimately woven right into our most mundane, everyday bodily functions. But it also scales up instantly. It exists in the immense, totally uncontrollable power of nature. You'll find it in the turbulent waves of the ocean, the violent storms, the lightning strikes, the growth of plants, and the flight of birds. And it deeply permeates the human experience, too. It's the very engine behind the heartbeat of lovers. And equally, it's present in the red-eyed anger of enemies, in brawling, in interactions, and in our heated arguments. It literally encompasses the entire spectrum of our emotions. Now, what's really fascinating is how it applies to our modern constructs. Because it's not just a poetic concept of nature. The source explicitly states the Tao is in the chaotic rise and fall of the stock market. It's present in the success of businesses and the bankruptcy of massive companies. It fundamentally governs the flow of human economics. Zooming out even further, it governs the grand sweep of human history. It's present in the change of political regimes, in the rise and fall of great dynasties. It is the underlying current beneath human happiness, sorrow, birth, aging, sickness, and death. To bring this all together, the Tao is in the water and the mountains. It's in the physical brain and the emotional heart. It's in our literal waking reality and our dreams. It existed in the ancient past, and it's already there in the distant future. The fundamental takeaway here is that this force is in all times, all spaces, and all things. Which leaves us with one final lingering question. If this universal force connects the greatest spiritual texts in history and is present in every breath we take and every market that crashes, how do we actually align with it? Well, that is a profound mystery we'll be exploring next time. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.